You've seen the courts filling up and heard the familiar pop of the plastic ball. It's true anyone can pick up a paddle and keep a rally going on day one, but moving past those casual weekend games requires a completely different approach. Most players hit a wall after a few months. They stand on the court relying entirely on how fast their hands can move to return whatever comes at them. Without a repeatable system, you are always reacting to the game instead of controlling it. Every point in pickleball follows a specific sequence. If you can deliberately control the first 3 times the ball crosses the net, you dictate the rest of the rally. To build this sequence today, you need your standard equipment: a paddle, a ball, a regulation-lined court, and one practice partner to run through the drills with you. Lock in these opening moves, and you create the physical time and space required to execute advanced strategies later on. Let's look at the playing surface. Read these lines as a strategic map. First, the backcourt for serves and deep returns. Second, the transition zone. And third, the non-volley zone, the kitchen, extending 7 feet from the net. The double bounce rule dictates movement. The served ball must bounce once in your opponent's box. Likewise, you must let their return bounce once. Only after those 2 bounces occur can either team hit the ball out of the air. This forced sequence means neither team can immediately dominate the net. You cannot serve and sprint straight to the kitchen line without violating the rule and losing the point. Step 1 is the serve. You start behind the baseline in a balanced, athletic stance, with your knees slightly bent, ready to initiate the point. A legal pickleball serve has 4 strict requirements. You must use an underhand motion. The paddle must strike the ball at or below your waist. Your swing arc must travel in an upward direction at contact. And finally, the ball must travel diagonally cross-court. Your primary goal here is consistency. A soft serve that lands deep in the opponent's backcourt pushes them away from the net and buys you time to recover your own positioning. If you are the receiving player, your first job is simple: hold your ground and let that incoming serve bounce. Once the ball bounces, your objective is to hit a deep return back to the server. Pushing the ball far into their backcourt forces them to hit their next shot from behind the baseline, which significantly limits their attacking options. Immediately after your paddle makes contact, move forward confidently to the kitchen line. Do not stop in the transition zone. That middle area exposes you to balls aimed directly at your feet. By hitting deep and advancing, you take the pressure off yourself and claim the most advantageous position before the server even has a chance to respond. Now the server faces the most critical decision, the third shot of the rally. The ball is bouncing on your side, and your opponents are waiting at the kitchen line. The natural instinct is to hit the ball as hard as you can, but a power drive from the baseline is easy for an opponent at the net to block or volley right back into open space. Speed works against you here. The correct play is the third shot drop. This soft, controlled shot arcs over the net to land gently inside the opponent's kitchen. Because your opponents cannot hit the ball out of the air if it is dropping into the kitchen, they are forced to let it bounce. That extra second of airtime resets the rally and gives you the window you need to run forward and join them at the net. To train this sequence, you and your partner will use a specific method called the Serve +2 drill. The structure looks like this. You serve the ball deep, you recover your position and wait for the return to bounce. You execute your soft third shot drop, and then you immediately advance forward to the kitchen line. Your objective is to complete 20 consecutive repetitions of this exact loop. Do not keep score and do not try to win the point. Just focus on executing those 4 physical steps. Committing this loop to muscle memory forces you to stop swinging wildly and start deliberately constructing points, step by step. Let's review the architecture of a solid opening. You start with a legal, deep serve. The receiver neutralizes you with a deep return, and you regain momentum by executing a controlled third shot drop. This entire system relies on 3 principles: prioritize depth over power, position over speed, and patience over your ego. The next time you step onto a court, grab a partner and dedicate your first 20 minutes to the Serve +2 drill before anyone calls out a score. Internalize this opening sequence and the game slows down. You stop scrambling to survive rallies and start dictating where the ball goes next. True mastery on the court begins the exact moment you stop trying to hit the ball as hard as you can and start respecting the structure of the point.